Hi everyone, welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and I've had several of you that wanted me to read on the passing of David Koch. So I think I'll look at his karma, past life karma, what he brought in to heal, and then look at how well he did healing it. And then I could look at how it went for him transitioning and what may even be his next future lifetime that he would need to go through based on, what he accomplished this lifetime. So let me get the camera dropped down and I'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Urban Tarot here. And I'll tell you why as I'm shuffling. So, in this deck, if you like it, it's available everywhere. It's really easy to find. But the reason I'm using this deck is that with Charles Koch, with both of the Koch brothers actually, they are very industrial, tied to chemicals and paper products like Georgia Pacific. Can't remember all the rest of the companies, but it's interesting to find out that they're not publicly traded, that the two brothers had like 80% or Charles, whom I'll read on if you guys let me know if you want that. But the two of them together had 80% of control over Koch Industries. And this deck is very city. It's called the Urban Tarot. It's very connected to industry. So I thought it'd be a good deck for him. But what I'm going to do is also, I have my, regular old Rider-Waite deck right here, and all the cards are in order, so I can pop these out easily and bring in more information if you guys don't gel with the images on these cards. And I'll hold the cards up as I read along. But just tuning into just David Koch. He crossed over last year, 2019. Hello. And I guess he fought prostate cancer for 27 years. And I guess it came back with a vengeance and took him out. That's interesting because it's, 27 years is just about one Saturn return. He'd already gone through, of course, his second Saturn return. Because I think was he 79 when he died? Something like that, I think. Yeah. But that would have been, way beyond the second Saturn return. He was moving towards his third Saturn return, so I don't know. I doubt his exact birth time is online, so I don't know. If you guys know any astrology about him, go ahead and pop it in. I'm more, pop it in the comments. I'm more interested in where Saturn was when he was born. What sign? What sign? Okay, so David Koch. What was the karma this lifetime? How much did he clear? Transition, cards, and what might be his possible karma for his next lifetime. Okay. So I'll draw 4 cards for the karma he brought in to heal this lifetime. Let me get them all pulled and then I'll frame it up. Let's do 4 cards here for how much was he able to clear, if any? Okay, and then the next column here will be devoted to how his transition went. How was that for him? Whew, okay. And then I think I just have room for one more column here, but we'll see. You can always draw a couple extra cards. But what might be his karma for his next lifetime? Interesting there. Okay. All right. Okay. Of course, we'll need my chopsticks. Let's see if I can... Okay. That worked a little bit. Okay, let's keep these four together. These four together. Oh. And like I said, I'll hold the cards up for you guys because I realize it's these, unless you know this deck well, you're looking at this going like, what? But you know, and it's based on Aleister Crowley's deck, so he's changed up. We're not going to find any kings in here. We're going to find, you know, prince and princess and queens. He was emotionally reactive to kings of the day, and I understand that. I mean, that makes sense to me. But we'll have other cards here to show us, you know, what's going on. So anyway, so he had karma. This is the Three of Pentacles. So of course he had karma with. Let me show you that. Well, you guys, I think you know what that card looks like. We're dealing with dark money. This is all about, you know, industry. This would be everything to do with, you know, Koch Industries. So he came in with that karma. It's not reversed, so it tells me that he was skilled. He came in with some skills, and that's especially reiterated here with the Eight of Pentacles. He came in knowing, probably both the brothers did, but he came in definitely knowing how to make things work, how to get things built. You know, I mean, you can see the image in this card. It's literally building a building. And, you know, all the work it takes to keep it going. So, yeah, this is a very industrial card. And he did that well. And then it looks to me like he had good karma. So he had good karma around building and good karma around working hard to keep it going. But I would think, well, this is interesting too, with the Princess of Cups, and this is the costume designer card. This has to do with being very creative and sensitive and artistic. So I feel like he had some vision. Let me see, with the Three of Pentacles hanging over the Princess of Cups, it's like he worked hard to design, is what I'm getting. But also that he was kind of a dreamer and a visionary is what I'm getting, especially when it came to building. So these three cards are pretty good. This is all, you know, pretty good karma. Because, you know, with the Eight of Pentacles here, it shows that, well, this combo here, it shows that he was willing to be a team player, that he had you know, some competence around his dedication to get something, done and accomplished. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, that brings in the element of, having really high standards and having a reputation for success. So it's interesting why they never became a publicly traded company. Maybe they didn't want to lose control. That makes sense. Now, Dominion, this two of Wands card is about, having control. But it came through reversed, so that brings in that karma of really being afraid of change. When it comes to like your karmic path, when it comes to reversed, it would have to do with, besides a fear of change, there would be a narrowing of the options. It's like, in this lifetime, I think he had karma with past lifetimes of working things out. But then again, he was born right in the middle of, or right during the industrialist, when industry was booming. I really feel like on a karmic, like on a soul level, this is just a lack of progress. Like he had this going for him, but there's because this came through reversed, I don't think he really, yeah, he's a hard worker, yeah, all that stuff. But what did he do to the environment? What did Koch Industries do to the environment? So he didn't master that part of his life. He was sensitive to, being able to dream and create and build. Is coming out of that dreamer type of capacity within him, but he forgot to ask, well, would this be good for the earth or for other people, or basically, like, did he really care? I don't think so. Okay, so how much did he clear in this lifetime? When it came to relationships, I would say there was, so what we have here is the Two of Cups. And, you know what, let me do this so that you guys, if you care about having the traditional Rider-Waite, let's do this so that you can see what's going on there. Hold on. Two of Wands reversed. And then we would need the Princess of Cups, which would actually be the Page of Cups, but more of the feminine element to this. Yeah, okay. All right. Now, moving forward here, so I'll pop those out when I get done, but the Two of Cups hanging over the Hermit reversed. So this is how much did he clear? Goodness. We have partnership. In love relationship, he might have done okay with his, like, let's say with his wife and other partnerships, but this is the Five of Swords. It's like basically you don't win because you're trying to always be on top, and I look at it as being like our deepest inner conflict in the traditional Rider-Waite, but it came through reversed. So that brings in some type of resolution and some type of peace. But there could also be like a little bit of revenge. I'm feeling like he had so I'm seeing other karma that has been created. He came away from this lifetime, bringing in this karma, where in relationship he felt like he didn't really matter unless he was making a lot of money. Yeah. Like he had his identity tied to how much money he made, because with the Hermit here, this is a homeless person, but it came through reversed. And then we have the Tower. It's hanging over the Tower. So the Hermit reversed, this card brings in, let me see if I can get a feel for him particularly. Especially with this, I think he was really lonely. He had like business partnerships, business relationship, but I think he was lonely and felt a little vengeful around that. Like I don't think he really had himself. I don't think he brought himself to himself, you know what I mean? Like know thyself, like that type of work. And when we don't do that, we don't have our inner authenticity to share with others, and therefore we don't really have intimate, loving relationships. So I don't get that he cleared with the Hermit reversed. My goodness. He just repeated mistakes. He lost his way. I think he left feeling really sad about his relationships, love relationships especially. And then with the Tower, let's look at the image with this artwork. Oh my goodness. It's like, it's the Statue of Liberty underwater. Wow, that's intense. And it came through straight up. So I wouldn't say that he really, I don't think he really cleared much, because this is hanging over it. He could have cleared his past mistakes. He could have tried much, much harder, and I think he felt vengeful for not being loved for who he was, but he never showed anyone who he was, truly, because he didn't know who he truly was. It was so focused on money and advancing his vision, and he came in with a karma to not even make much progress out of that unless he wanted to do some other deeper work. But he stayed stuck in the money, all about the money. To him, it was about work and money, and he thought that he would be loved if that's all he did. But he got lost in it. I get that he got lost in the money. He didn't have to make that much money. He could have had, what I get here, I get this big feeling of like no work-life balance, and it affected his relationships deeply. Like he felt like his best way to love was to provide. So there was no like real deep heart connection in relationships, and he left feeling very lonely. And then having this, Hermit reversed hanging over the Tower, my goodness, it feels to me like he just had a real deep refusal to, well, actually, yeah, no, there's this refusal to the deep change that need to happen. Because he just got lost in his loneliness and didn't know how to get himself out. Because he was just entrenched in the money. So, okay, so let me, let's do this. Wait, if I can. Let's see. Here's the Tower. For those of you who prefer. the traditional Rider-Waite. And here's the Hermit, but it came through reversed. Okay. And then, let's see. Oops. We need, let's see. Yeah, 2 of Cups. Right, so healing. The healing his loneliness, he did not accomplish healing his loneliness. All right, 5 of Swords, but reversed. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, and then, these 2 cards are his transition. 10 of Swords. Man, well, let's look at the image. It's not really giving me a lot with this. So what I'm going to do is bring in the, this is where this deck kind of lacks something here. That card, that shows me nothing. How about this one? He surrendered because he knew he couldn't go anywhere, I think. His transition was like, yeah, I'm done. I give up. And then with this 7 of Wands reversed, whew, here's our 7 of Wands. This is like taking a stand and fighting. Because it came through reversed, I would say in his transition he gave up and he let it go. I don't see him fighting in resistance. I see him realizing that by this point, I mean, he did feel, I get that he felt that his body had betrayed him, but I feel like he was tired of fighting. I think he probably lost his mind towards the end as well. And his transition was full of a lot of pain. Feeling like a failure. Feeling like he'd been betrayed. Like his body had betrayed him. Relationships had betrayed him, and he was very lonely. And I hope that he learned that money does not make a man. And I hope that he felt the pain of, I hope that during his life review and his transition that he came into the pain of what the ravage to the earth that he had done. I mean, this is a war type of a card, warring card. And he didn't clear that. He did not clear that. Yeah. With this 7 of Wands reversed, feeling more deeply into that, I think he just felt like he was totally out of control and he didn't have any, self-confidence, and he just kind of gave up. He wasn't going to fight anymore. Yeah. I really think he was out of it when he left. I think he was probably heavily medicated and just, yeah. No battle there. Okay. So, karma in his next lifetime. Well, he's going to have karma around the abundance that he creates. And so let's pop out the 3 of Cups here. And he's going to have karma around loving relationships, community, kindred spirits. And then we have the Moon. Wow. Check out this image. We've got like a crocodile type of a creature there. And check out that That wolf isn't very happy. Wow. This is fear, is what I'm getting. So in his the karma in his next lifetime, he's still going to be afraid of revealing his heart. And I think there's going to be a lot of fear in revealing himself, a lot of uncertainty, because he needs to focus on, in his next lifetime, he's going to incarnate in a way where he, in an environment, in a childhood home environment, atmosphere, where he's not certain who his friends are, and he's not certain if he's really loved. And he's going to have to work through all the unconscious, fears that he left with, that he didn't, because he didn't clear much in this lifetime. And so he's going to bring in his next lifetime a lot of, fear and uncertainty. Still a lot of illusion and a lot of deception as to what to focus on, what to celebrate in his life. I feel like he's just going to bring in a lot of soul distortions and inability to see the truth. But if he can get deep inside his fears and work on that and look for where he's unconscious and bring in, try to work with his wise unconscious, because, we all have one, maybe he could get some good work done. Maybe he could turn it around. But traditionally, just with the traditional meaning of the moon, it's illusion, it's deception, it's hidden enemies. I mean, we could see that in this card with this crocodile and this rabid-like wolf looked awful. And here we've got like this ladder. So this card here really tunes in a lot to the lobster, the old primordial fears that are within every soul that we need to heal. So he's got a lot of work to do in his next lifetime. A lot of work. And that's just with those two cards. Let me see. Might as well draw a couple more, even though I don't have room here. Actually, what I can do is, that's going to be a mess to clean up, but let's get some more information. Actually, hold on. Just to get this right, bear with me. Well, here, I'll pause it for a second. I'll come right back and I'll tell you my plan. Okay, so I dropped the camera down. Remember, we have these two cards. So this is the minimum of what he's going to need to work through for his next lifetime, or what will be brought into his next lifetime. And I thought what I'll do is set these aside over here and draw 4 more cards to get more details. And then I'll close this reading up. David Koch. Oh, and we have the Tower again. I, reshuffled, so all the cards are in here. And the works. Okay, so now we have literally 6 cards to show us what some details are. Oops, and I hope you can see clearly the images, but I might still hold the cards up. So like I said, just in summary, He's going to have issues of abundance to work through and understanding what real abundance is. And then all of the fears and illusions and distortions and deceptions and feeling like he had, hidden enemies maybe. And also working through his own hidden agenda. He's going to have to risk revealing himself, being more real in relationships, in order to have, relationships that are really abundant in, in the heart of like kindred spirits. So that's the major theme. But then, with the Five of Pentacles here, I mean, look at that. I think he's going to have some earth karma based on, his industrial toxins. So this would also be true for his other brother. And then this is karma, I think, with the USA. This came through again. This was, in that column of how much did he clear? Well, not much. That's really, really challenging when it comes to earth karma, both of these together. It's like the damage that he did. This is the Five of Cups, but, the disappointment card, the grief. But it came through reversed. So that brings the element of he's going to need to learn how to forgive himself and to find peace. And I don't think he's going to do that unless he really, works on it. Like this could be the Three of Pentacles could turn into learning how to clean up the environment. So, we'll how will we know? You guys, I mean, my goodness. Well, I have no basis of, any means to prove this in the future, I mean, unless I still would never be able to prove it. That's the thing. It's like I would have to reincarnate in the same lifetime he did and then recognize him and say, hey, that's David Koch from the last lifetime. There will be no proof. But we can kind of see the trajectory of a soul here. I mean, because we can see how these cards do relate. I mean, you watched me, pull them. So, but we can see how these cards do relate to, we still have Pentacles here, two of Pentacles. This would be worrying about a health issue mostly, but the Five of Discs, it's kind of like being shut out in the cold and, feeling like a leper, feeling like nobody loves you. It's a card of major rejection. In this deck, it's worry, so this would be worrying about health issues, and so maybe he will try to come back into some peace by working to clear the environment. I mean, because we have, in this card, we literally have the USA underwater. So this would be him and his soul, where he is underwater in his ability to, fight for freedom in order to honor all. The Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, is it's all about equality. So that's the karma that he's going to have to go through. So, okay, well, I don't think I need to say anything else. You guys feel free to comment away and let me know how you feel about these cards. But I don't see this being too happy for him. These are all, challenging, very challenging, to say the least. So, okay, well, hope you guys are doing well. Take good care. Bye.